Well, here we are, everybody. Nice little review today of a pedal that I've been using for a long time. As someone who likes to play a lot of Slash-esque stuff. In the early days when I got my setup, I just got, distortion pedals and things like that, but I've simplified the setup quite a lot now. There's a little guide up here as to what I'm using these days. But today we're going to talk about this pedal, the MXR Analog Chorus, which a lot of people say is an absolutely essential pedal for Slash-esque sounds and the chorus effect, which I'm going to run you through. It's one of those pedals where I thought I would have used it more in my time. You tend to use it for specific accompanying sections, verses, for example, in Sweet Child of Mine, or the intro to Paradise City, but actually it's not used as much as you might think, and that might tip this into being a pedal that's actually not essential, especially in the early days of getting together your rig. But just to give you a little rundown, these are the settings that I use on the Analog Chorus, which I think get a very accurate interpretation of things from the verse from Sweet Child of Mine and also Paradise City, like I mentioned. We're going to mostly be using the clean sound today, so I'm going to give you a little demo of what that sounds like here. I've just come down to the floor for a second here, just to let you know that whilst you can run the Analog Chorus through the effects loop, like for example, if you look at my setup here, the digital delay is run through effects, and so is the reverb, and also this noise suppressor. This one actually works quite well just in your main signal chain, so that's how I've done it here. Let's look at the whole board if you're interested, with the thing there, and then an absolute sin of cables behind there which we don't look at. So I would just recommend just running it directly in a chain, to be honest with you. So this is the standard sound on the bridge pickup of the Gibson Les Paul, which has still got blue guitar strings at the moment. If you're wondering why, check out the video where I install the blue guitar strings and see what you think of them. But anyway, this is just the sound. So, oh, by the way, my fingers still bust a little bit, little finger, so I won't be using it much today. Now, very often Slash will use the neck pickup for this sound, so I'm going to give you that as well before we start pressing the pedal on here. So this is the neck pickup here. Little finger. Oh yeah. So that's the basics. We're going to go to the bridge pickup, and I'm going to press this on with my settings, which I would recommend as being the best settings to sound like Slash. This is not a sound that's often used by Slash, but I'll just give you an idea of what it is before we get to the real main event here. You do actually hear this though in Nirvana, Smells Like Teen Spirit. There's a sort of section which goes if you remember that bit. You do actually hear a kind of chorus effect there, but this is what it sounds like a bit more. So it's very shimmery, beautiful sound. It makes it sound like there's a lot of guitars playing along with you. Got quite a fast repetition when I use it on the settings that I've discussed before. But I think that they give you the closest sound to Slash when you're playing some of the stuff which I'm going to run you through now. So in Sweet Child of Mine, bridge pickup here, and you've got it, it's more like this. doesn't happen at that bit, but it's a beautiful sound, isn't it, when you use it properly. The other one that you hear it used in very, very often is Paradise City. Now, I haven't really got a full finger that I can use at this point, but I'll give you a little flavour of it. Now, the reason I say that it actually might not be an essential pedal is because that's kind of what you're using it for, like a little bit of embellishment on your clean sound. Now, I will run you through a little example of if you put loads of distortion in there and leave the chorus on. And then the same with the bridge as well. I would just say it's not something that you're really going to use that often. So in my opinion, it's a nice colour to add to your musical palette, if you like. If you're going to play a lot of the slash accompanying chorusy riffs, or if you just really love Sweet Child of Mine and you want to be able to play that in a more accurate way, I can recommend it. It's about 120 quid to buy it new. I got mine for about that price a few years ago. It's still about the same price. 119 I found it for in several places, or you can go for a second-hand one as long as it's working pretty well. It's a solid bit of kit, and you can mess about with the settings and create slightly different colors. You can make it a wider shimmer in there. It's also quite good for a couple of Jimi Hendrix tracks, actually. You can use it for things like The Wind Cries Mary if you feel so inclined. Oh, it's hard to play without your little finger. So there are a few other applications as well, and you might just like the sound of it. You might want to throw it into the mix there. But I would say not actually an essential purchase. You'd be better getting something like a delay or reverb to add in before you start thinking about something like this. I would say it's non-essential, but it's a lot of fun to have at your fingertips. Like I say, not one that I use all the time though. But anyway, if you've got one, let me know your settings below, or maybe there's a couple of tracks that you can suggest that people might want to learn if they've got one of these pedals. But yeah, it's there, it's available. If you've got 100 quid and you've got distortion, reverb and delay, you may want to think about investing in this one.